I'm trying my best to embrace this celebrity lifestyle. Normal response to like low likes, low comments is just the thought of giving up. Like, who even send you message? I always say, oh yeah, yeah, I'm doing that. I affirm, I get. If you want to be that shoulder, that cushion, I could always come, tell you, just reach out to me. Just text me honestly. Then I'll gist you. It is your podcast. Hi guys! I'm actually really, really, really excited today because apart from the fact that this is our season finale, we've actually done this 21 times, guys, and you're officially welcome to the 21st episode of the Chidera podcast, which is the TCO podcast. Yes, guys. Oh my god, we're finally rounding up season one, and I am really excited. It has been quite a journey, honestly. A journey of discovery, a journey of, finding myself. What am I saying? But basically, it has been a journey, like learning so much about consistency, learning so much about podcast, learning so much about putting out content, learning so much about my audience, learning so much about this content thing in general. And I am so happy to have, come to the end of this season. So when I was thinking of doing episode 21, a season finale, I was like, I don't want to come and just, drop something. I want to make it, I want to drop a bomb. I want to drop, I want to drop something and people know that yeah, has finished that season, something of that nature. And then that's how this whole, finally making maybe a video for my YouTube and the podcast the idea came into light. And also I thought to do like a Q&A episode because what is a season? What is a podcasting season without a little Q&A? To know what you guys want to ask me. I'm trying my best to embrace this celebrity lifestyle. So I'm like, yeah, I know you guys have questions. I'll answer. And then I put out the question tag, and yeah, I got questions from you guys. So this episode 21 is going to be like a Q&A episode as well as my journey through podcasting because yeah, this is a milestone finishes season one, and I feel like yeah, I want to share and tell you guys about my journey so far. So yeah, by question, when I did the Q&A, I got a lot of questions surrounding, oh, Chidera, how far do you want to go in this podcasting? Are you making money off podcasting yet? Questions about how I'm able to manage my normal life and being a podcaster, how I'm able to, some funny people were just asking about my love life. But anyhow, Sha, I'm here to answer all your questions. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first question I got was, how are you able to manage your digital skill and your career, balance it while being consistent and all that? Like, first of all, I'm actually shy. I'm like, oh my god, like how am I actually balancing it? Because I really do feel like I really don't know. I don't necessarily have like a formula of how I'm balancing it, and I don't even know that I'm actually balancing it. All I know is that I need to show up here and I need to show up there. If you get what I mean. So, for people who don't know, I am actually a nurse. I work as a nurse, and I'm also trying to build a social media presence, which is not. I'm not building it basically being a nurse. I'm building it in a different, industry. If you get what I mean. So, for me, I would say planning. You just need to want the both of it. You just need to want it so much. Genuinely speaking, like when it comes to work, now you need to eat food, so you need to show up at work. You need to show up at work and make money so that you'll be able to like fund your ADL, that's your activities of daily living, you're able to do the things you need to do. So, work is a must. But for content creation, how passionate are you about it? So, at this stage in my life, I just really like content creation. I just really like putting out valuable content. So, I love it. I'm passionate about it. That's why I'm able to still do it regardless, even while doing my 9 to 5. So I feel like you need to want it. I know like we all do some of these things, like content creation for money purposes, but your want for it has to be more than the money. That's the only way you're able to strike a balance between your work. Because if you do not like it, you're not going to sacrifice a lot. Because I do a lot of sacrificing. Let's say my day offs, I do a lot of recording during my day offs. I do a lot of researching during my day offs. I do a lot of content creation during my day offs or something. That's because I like it. So you need to, first of all, whatever digital skill it might be, I know you're trying to make money off it, but you need to love it first. When you love it as much, you're able to create time and still go to work, do your 9 to 5 or whatever job you're doing and still come back and do your soft or digital skill. So I feel like that's it. Just plan. You need to plan. Then if you've gotten to a particular level, you can now delegate. But me, I don't delegate. I don't really delegate anything because I'm still growing. So from I do all myself with the help of my sister, in some areas. Yeah, but like it's all me and her, generally speaking, no external factor. So you must first want it before want to make money off it. So I feel like that's how I balance it. Just wanting it, generally speaking, and planning so that nothing suffers, if you get what I mean. So the next question I got is I actually like this question. It says, how are you able to get ideas for your podcast? Uh, okay, ideas. I say this 101 times, but genuinely speaking, content creation for me is what I want to hear, if you get what I mean. So it's like, Chidera, what phase in life are you? What season in life are you? What do you need to hear from this season? That's how I create content. So let's say I'm struggling with let's say consistency. And I've seen that this I'm trying to, get better consistency or something like that. Like that's how I come up with episodes, if you get what I mean. Like basically what do I need to hear? Let's say I'm dealing with um anything, I'm dealing with sticking to my design, I'm dealing with pressure from parents, honestly anything of that nature. That's how I create content, that's how I come up with stuff, because I feel like whatever I'm going through, you're also going through, someone out there needs to hear. So that's how I come up with content. But like I'm also learning that it's not always going to be like that, because people need to hear other things. So I'm also trying to, I won't genuinely say research. I can't say research. I just feel like for me, ideas come to me what I need to hear, what I feel people around me need to hear, and that's how it comes up. I don't really think I do research. Oh, what are people really going through? Okay, I do this. I ask a few of my close friends, like, okay, Shoma, what do you want to hear right now? Shinoy, what do you want to hear right now? They give me some answers, and then I have like I could do like a poll. Maybe I have like a list of ideas I feel like I want to develop and make a podcast episode about. Then I just ask my friends, and they're like, nah, they feel like this one is it. And that's how I come up with ideas for my podcast. Then you guys, I don't know why I had a numerous amount of questions, people asking me about my love life. Are you currently seeing someone? Are you talking to this? All that came. Are you single and all that? If you really want to know about my love life and how it's progressing, you could reach out to me. If you have my number on WhatsApp, you could text me. If you just probably follow me on Instagram, you can text me on Instagram or my podcast Instagram, and then you can get more information about how my love life is going. I would love to share with you. Genuinely speaking, I even feel like with this love thing, I just want to talk to. So like talk to us about and how my love life is going, all those things are going, So if you want to be that shoulder that I could always, that cushion I could always come, tell you, yeah, just reach out to me. Just text me honestly. Then I'll gist you. A lot of people ask me when is season 2 of the TCO podcast. Okay. I've really thought about this. Okay, when am I going to come back? Because I told myself that when I'm coming back for season 2, there are certain things I want to put in place. I want to come back with a bang. I don't want to come back with the same thing. I want to come back with put like a finesse and everything in the podcast and everything. So honestly speaking, fingers crossed. I'm actually looking towards next year. Don't be scared. Calm down, guys, for season 2. But I'm going to have a mini series on the podcast. Generally speaking, I might just come back in November and tell you this season 2, depending on how me and how me and Holy Spirit are related, or do you get and all. But like what I have for now is to do like a mini series in November, stroke December, and then come back fully for season 2 next year. But I might just come and tell you in November. But basically, the coming back time is in November. So it's either you're going to see season 2 in November, or you're going to see our mini series, which I'm going to call it something when you see it in November. But just know we're coming back in November, guys. So yeah, that's that about that. The overall question: how far do I intend to go on this podcast? As far as I can go, honestly. As far as the scabby, as far, as far the point where the line is the sea. Far honestly, and I know like it's more than just coming up here to tell you, oh, I want to go far, I want to be big, I want the children have podcast to be the biggest podcast in the world. But it's actually about how devoted I'm in this. So I'm learning a lot about consistency and how much it breeds like big things. So I intend to go far, hopefully by God's grace, and I also intend to really get better. What I mean better in terms of quality and what I'm putting out there, because at the end of the day, I cannot just be putting out consistently and not giving you quality and still expect the same thing to emerge. But yeah, so I intend to go far by the grace of God. To strengthen me to keep going. Yeah, so season 1 to season 50 by God's grace. Do they do season 50? I don't know, Sha, but let's see how it goes. The last but not the least, I get this question not just from like this Q&A tag. People just randomly message me and ask me, hey, how far? Sometimes people will just see me on the road and be like, this girl, oh, you look like money, you know they chop podcast money. Like, I don't get like I get people just say this randomly. Like people just see me, I'm like, Chidera, see your hair, see your this, see this. I know they chop your audio podcast money just because they see me putting out. But yes, amen. I always say, oh yeah, I'm doing that. I affirm, I get, I acclaim it. So in all honesty, because you're here listening, I haven't started. I haven't monetized the podcast yet. I recently learned methods. Not like I know like when you start getting like a lot of audience, then you start reaching out to brands. You can like, I can do this in my podcast and stuff, or they just reach out to you. I know that, but like I'm also learning other ways I can monetize the podcast. So we're going to be there very soon. I also start doing all this like podcasting classes. That's just another way of monetizing and all that. But basically, I haven't started making money from it yet. I'm really, really more concentrated on developing myself to put out quality content that my audience needs to hear and just make people have like a safe space. People want to run back to actually listen to TCU. So that's what I'm focused on now. But that's not saying that I'm not interested in the money, but that's going to also come as I get better, if you get what I mean. So yeah. Okay, guys. So for the next segment or the remaining parts of this podcast episode, I'm just going to be talking about the journey of podcasting so far. So I just knew like for episode 21, apart from the Q&A, I just really wanted to talk about, the season 1 from my POV, season 1 from my lens, and just let you guys in on my little reflections on how season 1 of the podcast has been so far. So basically I feel like the biggest lesson I learned from my episode, I mean, from season 1 is consistency does pay. Like I've been creating content for quite a while, and I'm consistent to a fault, kind of, because I didn't really see, I just did it when I had time. I'll just like put it out there. But with this podcast, I'm realizing that I have an audience, and I need to be more, what's the word, committed to that audience. Just like I'm selling a product and people want my product. Imagine if I come and I just go, I'm not always there constantly. That's not good PR and all that. So I feel like what I've learned in this season 1 is to be consistent, because I actually have people who are the other side wanting to listen to me. Another thing I've learned is criticism. Generally speaking, I'm not the best person to take criticism, because my normal response to like low likes, low views, low comments is just the thought of giving up. Like, who even send you message? Like, do you get? So criticism is not something like I know how to handle well, but I feel like with because I've gotten reviews from people, like people that I'm close to, telling me, oh this, oh that, and the normal default for Chidera is to just stop. Like, what am I even doing? Like, I'll just, not like it's the normal for me to stop, but the thought of, I'll just like pause. Do you get? But I've learned that to be able to take criticism and also take the advice basically and do better and not just wallow in what they're saying. Oh, because I feel like normally in my content journey, I've not really received so much critic the way I've received in this podcasting journey. Do you get? So I feel like I've grown. Generally speaking, when I think of myself, Chidera, they don't do this, they don't do this, and you're still going. I'm really proud of you. Like I'm growing. I feel like that's something I'm really, really doing. Growing and all that. So the best episode, because I had like a bunch of questions a bunch of things I was going to share with you for my reflection. So I feel like the episode I really loved creating the most should be episode 11, the famous quitting podcasting. Like I always love like putting out episodes, just with you guys. I always say this countless time on my podcast. But I feel like for that episode, it was just I don't even know how we came up. The whole clickbait stuff. It was just so creative because I remember that night and let's put out an episode and my guest had just cancelled on me. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And genuinely speaking, at that moment, a lot was coming through my head. Like, this podcast is who even send you? And then I just thought of the whole quitting podcast, and I just knew that. And I think that is currently my highest views. I'm sorry, my highest plays. I think so. No, apart from like the 3 episodes I dropped first, then that one. Yes, I just feel like I was able to think of something and then just put it out there. So yeah, I feel like that's how it has been. So personally, season 1 for me has been growth. Personally, season 1 for me has just been growth. It has just been me learning a lot more about myself, learning a lot more about, the content space, knowing that because when I have my friends criticize me, knowing that it's not just about me, who I need to hear, I need to also go into the minds of people. I need to look at other podcasters making, I just basically need to do better and be consistent on this journey. So personally, season 1 for me was growth. It was a lot. Like I saw myself putting out content weekly. Like like I just had to. I really pushed myself and I'm really proud of those steps. I know like yeah, I'm really proud of those steps. So that's how it has been for me. And for season 2 of this podcast, what do you guys expect? Apart from the timing, I feel like I want to come back with rebranded. I want to keep on rebranding myself. So this podcast break is going to, apart from the fact that I need to focus on my normal life, I feel like I'm also going to do a lot of rebranding. So expect by God's grace a lot of rebranding in my next season because I want to keep evolving. I want to keep getting better, switching myself up and all that. So that is what you guys are going to be expecting in season 2. I had a lot of people reach out to me. Oh, and am I thinking of having like a co-host? I know I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I feel like I'm really going to try to work on quality of my guests, quality of delivery, just a lot of things. And by God's grace, fingers crossed, we're actually going to come back fully on YouTube. God helping us because this contenting is hard. But God helping us, we're going to come back fully. So, guys, I officially like to tell you guys that season 1 has finally come to an end, and I just want to thank everyone who has come on this journey with me. For every consistent listener, I really do not take your love for granted. Thank you for being with me from episode 1, from the day we launched our episode on March 1st to episode 21 this day in August. I do not take your love for granted. Thank you for increasing my plays. Like it was really nice to know that sometimes even when I don't put out like episodes, like share links or something, like people actually listen. Thank you so much for everything. And yeah, TCO season 1 has finally come to an end. See you guys bigger and better in November. Love you guys.